contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. When can you listen to the Sister Speak Show? At 7 p.m. Central. Tune in on the go or at your residential. Spreaker, YouTube, Alexa, or SoundCloud. Interviewing special guests that have been blessed and will bless us. Through spoken word and awareness, knowledge is wealth. If you gain it, share this. In the streets, in the burbs, anywhere that we can be heard. It's about that time to elevate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. It's about that time to stimulate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat.
Welcome, my brothers and my sisters, to the tour on the Sister Speak Show. You are listening live. I am the host, creator, and producer of the Sister Speak Show, Ayana. It is my pleasure speaking with you all this Saturday evening. Kingdom Child Recordings is executive producer of the Sister Speak Show. We are recording live in Dallas, Texas, and I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day so far. My brothers and sisters, welcome to all of my first-time listeners, and welcome back to all of my regular listeners. Yes, this evening, we have a very special guest, my brothers and sisters. I'm so excited about this interview. But to all of my first-time listeners, let me, make you a little familiar with the Sister Speak Show. We have 6 segments within the Sister Speak Show. Within those 6 segments, you can catch special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, as well as live on-location reports. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic, and they are impacting the communities with their passions. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and your soul informed, energized, and encouraged. Oh yes, we are a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb. We go wisdom on the Sister Speak Show, and it's about making the known known. My brothers and sisters, you stay tuned because we will be right back after this commercial break.
Live on the tour on the Sister Speak Show from Houston, Texas at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Singer, writer, producer, CEO of Homeschool Entertainment, Brann Livez. I'm excited about this interview. We're going to play 2 of his singles, Motion and To Know. This brother has been in the music industry for 15 years, and I am excited to vibe out with him. Don't miss this live interview on the tour, where we cover every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. Listening to the Sister Speak Show is even easier now with the new abilities available from Spreaker Skill on Amazon Alexa. With Spreaker on Alexa, you can now listen to the Sister Speak Show from even more places from all around the world. You also have navigation control, fast forward and rewind podcasts to make sure you never miss a second of your favorite show. And then you can ask for show recommendations like the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Brothers and sisters, we want you to listen live and on demand to the Sister Speak Show. There are 6 segments dedicated to serving you, my brothers and sisters. We have the platform, coming to the stage, the culture climate, the laugh line, the tour, and the search effort. Oh, the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve.
Brothers and sisters, welcome back. You are listening live to the tour on the Sister Speak Show, the tour where we cover every aspect of the music industry. We have live performers, we have singers, musicians, as well as bands. We have producers, managers, sound engineers. We just like to cover the entire aspect of the music industry and definitely give props where props are due. My brothers and sisters, you heard it right. Houston, stand up. You're native. My special guest, Brann Livez. That's right, my brothers and sisters. He is our special guest this evening. We are going to vibe out as well as listen to 2 of his latest singles. One entitled Motion and the other one entitled To Know. I'm so excited about this interview, my brothers and sisters. So check this out. May Music That's right. Coming up in the month of May, for all of the independent artists, I am highlighting 24 independent artists within 4 genres: spiritual inspiration, R&B, hip hop, as well as spoken word. Stay tuned for more of that information, my brothers and my sisters. So check this all the way in. Since you are listening to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, I said, you know what? We got to go ahead and just get right into it, because there ain't nothing to it but to do it. You understand what I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters? I am, like I said, all about my independent artists. I am so excited about what they do and how they do what they do. So, brothers and sisters, before my special guest calls in, I just want you to get familiar with why he is absolutely amazing. I'm talking about the first time I heard this brother whose name is Brandon Garrett, my brothers and sisters, but his stage name, obviously his recording artist name, is Brann Livez. You know, he started writing music at the age of 14, and you can hear it in his music. I'm not going to give away the entire interview because I did my homework and, you know, I read his bio, so I'm abreast, but I'm going to learn just like you all are going to learn. So, Motions, my brothers and sisters, is the first song I would like to present to you on the tour on the Sister Speak Show. This is Brann Livez, and it's entitled Motions. Let's get it. Let's go. Motions by Brann Livez, brothers and sisters. Up next, we have To Know by Brann Livez. Let's get it. Let's go. You are listening live to the tour. I am your host, Ayana. Let's get it. Let's go.
Tell me you like it. Tell me
Brothers and sisters, as we continue on, I apologize. I thought that was my special guest. That was To Know. Let's give this brother a round of applause. Now, brothers and sisters, now you just heard two of the dopest songs that I think I have heard in a long time. When we talk about talent, and I'm definitely gonna play those songs again, because why not? This is the Sister Speak Show, and that's what it's about. You know, when you listen to dope lyrics, when you hear good content, it's just something that just makes you just say, you know what? I am so grateful to hear this type of music. Calling in live to the Sister Speak Show, my brothers and sisters, is our very special guest. Let's give a round of applause to Brann, Livez, my brothers and sisters. And how are you doing, my brother? I am doing well. I just got through playing two of your songs. I just got through playing Emotions, and I just got through playing To Know. And I cut To Know short because the phone rang and I thought it was you, but it was somebody else. So we're going to definitely play that again. I just want you to know your music is absolutely a breath of fresh air. Just got to say that off the top.
Oh, thank you so much for that. You know, I've been doing music for so long, and it feels so good to have somebody else say that.
Oh, yeah. So let's just get right into it. You know, I was reading your bio. So just for the sake of how I always do my flow, when did you discover that music was one of your passions?
I think when I was younger, my mother used to have me singing, because my mother could sing also.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I was younger, as I want to say 4 or 5, I used to kind of try to make up songs. I used to make up songs about everything, and I just figured out, okay, I'm a writer at a young age. So I actually officially started writing at 14 years old, though.
Wow. Now, see, now I read that, and I was like, okay, you officially started writing music at 14. So just take the listening audience through that journey. You know, what was it that made you say, I'm going to write a song? I feel it, you know, because at 14, there are so many different things that somebody could be doing, but obviously that, you know, music was your focus. And then you just told us that, you know, your mother could sing. So what was it that made you pick up that pen and that paper and begin to write your first song?
Well, not trying to date myself too much on my age. I kind of came up, Tyrese was kind of one of my biggest influences of writing a song. Mm-hmm. His first album. I listened to it and I was like, wow. So I kind of sang. Some people say I used to sound like him a little bit when I was younger. Mm-hmm. So it kind of got me to write music. And I'm like, hey, I wrote a song. My very first song I wrote at 14 sounded like a Tyrese song. So I'll never forget that.
Wow. And what was it about Tyrese that, you know, kind of influenced you? What was it about the way he sings, or, you know, just the type of music that he was producing that made you, you know, kind of be attracted to that vibe?
It was more so his sound, the things he sang about, and just the way he projected his voice, and it kind of helped me project mine, because I kind of had the same register even at a young age.
And so what is it, you know, one thing, because, you know, how does one know that they can sing? Because, you know, sometimes you can sound really great to yourself. I mean, you could sound the best. You know, you could even sing to the point to where you think that maybe you can go out for some auditions and it not be your talent. So how does one know that they have the gift to sing?
Well, when I knew I had the gift, people would tell me that, and I'm not just like one person tell me, okay, you can sing too, because I knew I could hold a note, and it's because I've been in choir for so many years and in vocal training, but it became that I could sing when older people that didn't even know me was like, you know what, you should go sing, you should go on American Idol and all those types of things like that, and I was like, nah, I don't think I can, until I started to hear myself singing on recordings, and I could see the reactions of people. I was like, well, maybe people aren't just saying that. So that's what kind of got me.
And, I think that confirmation, really kind of solidifies, okay, this is the path I'm supposed to be going down. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of people say that, my sound is something that I really should pursue. And I just am very grateful for confirmation, because confirmation is like this big gust of wind that can really, push you towards your purpose, especially when you're surrounded by people who, are genuine enough to just compliment you or, point out the fact that you know how to sing or you know how to do this or do that. I just think that that's a blessing to have that type of confirmation. So, at 14, you're writing music. Can you kind of remember what was the theme of your of the music that you were writing about back then?
I can tell you exactly how the song went, but I still remember it.
Okay.
It was an older girl I was talking to, and she was in high school, and she moved away to another school. And me being that age, I didn't have a car or transportation to get to her, so it was kind of like I was in love, but she knew it. But I actually wrote the song and sang it to her. So this is puppy love type stuff. Yes.
Yes, but you know what? Puppy love stuff, that's just, a part of growth. And that music, is needed, to be honest with you, because, music has gone so far, can go so far left. And it can take something so pure as a crush or, an attraction and pervert it. So, puppy love music is good because it makes me think about, I grew up, you're talking about not dating yourself. I was born in the 70s. And so I grew up listening to The Boys, New Edition. I even listened to a group. I don't know if a lot of people remember a group called Coming of Age, and I just listened to it, Soul for Real. And just all these different type of groups. And, puppy love, crushy love, I think you're cute. Let's go get something to eat. I think that's cute, because nowadays, okay, there's not going to be any candle. You're my bee. You're my bee. You're going to get it like this. And, it just completely just destroys the whole aspect of what I feel like beautiful attraction can be. Okay, so you sang this song to this crush of yours. And what was her reaction?
I mean, she loved it. And like I said, I still remember it to this day. But it really, like I said, we really couldn't do anything because she lived so far and I couldn't travel to her. So we kind of had like a phone relationship, and it kind of died out.
Yes.
But that was like the first song I wrote. So that was kind of like my inspiration to keep writing.
Okay. And so since you talked about, the distance, this is Sister Speak show. We like to vibe out and let the conversation flow. What are your thoughts on long distance relationships, and do you believe that they can be sustained?
I believe a long distance relationship can work. It just has to be agreed upon by both parties. You can't have a long distance relationship and one person really want to play and the other person, isn't serious. It has to be. You have to really sit down and seriously talk about it. Like, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what's happening right now, and are you going to be down for me and with me in the long run?
Yes, and communication is key. And, a lot of people, there are several people that are in long distance relationships. And so then what do you think are some of the pieces of glue that can keep a long distance relationship together? Like maybe, do you think trust, honesty, loyalty? What do you think?
Well, all of the above. Trust, honesty, loyalty, Skype, FaceTime, things like that.
Threats.
You want to see the person that you love. You want to see the person that you miss, even if it's not in person. You want to hear that person's voice. Keep a constant contact.
Yes.
Don't act shady when it's time to talk. Like, I can't. I mean, we understand that things come up, but things don't come up every single day, then I was like, that's when the trust issues start to happen.
Yes. And so do you think with the, boom of social media, with the fact that you can really get in touch with somebody in like 50,000 different ways, and, social media has definitely, let's just say, I think it has enhanced the possibilities of relationships and really keeping tabs on people. So how much do you think social media is a pro and a con for a relationship?
Yeah, social media is a pro and a con on even relationships that you guys live in the same state or even in the same home. So a lot of people put everything on social media, and some people take social media serious and some don't. Some value their lives and relationships and even their own selves.
Yes.
On social media, and I think that's crazy. You can't value yourself about what somebody posts. You can't value your relationship about what somebody posts. Memes are pride killers right now.
Yes.
You might somebody might post a meme, and they feel like it's a shot at them, and it just, well, you said that, and we're like, why? It was random. We did just get in an argument, but it was random. Like, some people take stuff seriously.
Very true, very true. And I do see that social media, it requires self-discipline as well as self-control, because without those two elements, it can end up to being reckless. But moving back to your music, now I read in your bio that at age 19 you became a member of Ice Age. Let's talk about that. Let's tell the listening audience about that journey with this musical group and some of your experiences.
Well, the experience, as far as the exposure, I loved it. It was great. But my advice to people, if you're going to get in the music industry, make sure you know about the back ends, meaning, your ASCAP, your BMI, your royalties. Make sure you know about everything before you continue to move forward with anything. Because relationships can be crushed when as far as money. Not to say too much about my situation, but yeah,
yes,
it was the exposure. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to learn about the music industry. I'm actually on 3 songs on a double platinum album, and a lot of people know my voice, but they don't know my face due to the lack of promotion on my end, because I didn't know any better. But that's pretty much it. And I run into a lot of people. They listen to it. They tell me they listened to the song. They didn't know it was me. And they're saying, like, that's my favorite songs on the album. And I'm not just saying that because it's I'm just being honest. But, just make sure you get your paperwork right. And that's one thing I said also in my bio. I run into a lot of young artists. And I ask them questions like, hey, do you have your ASCAP? Hey, do you have your BMI? Because you can do features where some people will make like $100 per feature or whatever. Yeah, you're semi-rich in the short run, but in the long run, that song blows up. What do you have? You have nothing, because you have no paper trail on yourself.
And I thank you for that wisdom and that education. Brothers and sisters, you are listening live to the tour, and my special guest is Brann Livez. And I'm so excited about this interview, and I keep saying that's probably my favorite word, but I really am. And the reason why is because, I read your bio, but I listened to your music, and I really like the way that you and I even, came across each other just through posting a comment. Here we are. And I just, listening to your music, I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm not repeating myself. I just have to give props what props are doing. Sometimes you have to give props about 15 times within a conversation, because if it's that dope, it's just that dope. But your songs, the beat, the lyrics, the way you sing, it's just beautiful, and it is true R&B. It is the music that you hear when you are watching a movie and you listen to the soundtrack. It's soundtrack music. It's wedding music. It's good vibe music. It's music that you have to have in your iPad shuffle. It's that type of music. You cannot not have it. Like, you are what R&B needs. And I know it has it, but it needs it. You are the voice that R&B needs. I'm so grateful that you decided to step back into the arena after taking a break. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break. Reset is restoration. And I will continue to say that to everybody. There will be several times in our journeys where you have to go back into the cocoon because it's just necessary for the next season and for all that what you have to maintain and all of the increase. So when I listen to your music, I'm just like, this brother is so dope. So I can understand, you know, why you were on a double platinum album. I can understand why people saying those are my, you know, 3 of my favorite songs and so forth, because you really take your craft seriously, and that's what it's about. So would you consider yourself to be an independent artist?
Yes, I'm very an independent artist. And as far as my songs, I want to give a special shout out to Felicia Keith.
Okay.
Felicia Keith actually wrote the song "To Know in Motion," but you know, you come on as a co-writer and you do your thing on it. But she actually wrote those songs, and she's a dope writer. I found her on SoundCloud as well, and she had the songs, and I asked her about them, and she was like, "Well, you know, they're just there." You know, she was kind of like me, as far as like kind of really downing yourself, not giving yourself credit.
Yeah.
So I basically, you know, we got the songs. I basically made them my own, and I'm getting incredible feedback, like as yourself. So I just want to give a shout out to her and just let her know, like, hey, you know, you did it. You really did something.
Oh, yes,
and
she
we
did
this together.
Yes. And what's her name again? Because I definitely want to give this sister props.
Felicia Keith.
Felicia Keith.
Oh, wait. Let me make sure I go to her exactly her Instagram to add her. I apologize. It wasn't even ready.
Don't even trip. No, we're gonna give this. Definitely give her shout out for her hard work. And you know, I just want to take this time out because I know a lot of people listen to the Sister Speak show. They listen to the tour, and you listen to other segments as well. And one thing that we do experience is that downtime where sometimes we're doubting ourselves, or sometimes we just feel like we're not getting the momentum or the props that we need at the time that we feel we should get it. And I just want to encourage everybody to keep grinding, keep pushing. Somebody is watching. You'd be amazed at how many people you influence that they will never say anything to you. Sometimes you will never know. And it's just really about you just doing the hard work. So I just want you all to continue to create, continue to inspire, continue to pursue your passions, because it's crucial. That emotional roller coaster is a doozy. I know all about it because I feel like I go through that myself, where I'm like, oh, this isn't happening. This isn't moving fast enough. I'm not getting this, that, and the third. And I need to stop complaining altogether. So I just want to really encourage my brothers and sisters, keep doing what you do, because in due season, in due seasons, you shall reap. Okay, so did you get her information?
Yes, she is The Queen Fee, THAQUEENFE on Instagram at The Queen Fee.
Okay.
Felicia Keith is her name.
Oh, shout out to you, my sister. Beautiful music, beautiful lyrics. You keep writing, you keep grinding. It's just a matter, well, it's already been a matter of time because this brother right here picked up the songs and look at what's going on with it. Absolutely amazing. So let's talk about it. You know, how did you end up getting on the double platinum album with with Mike Jones? How did you get these 3 songs? Let's talk about it.
It was kind of like a family thing. I've known him since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And I was always singing and playing around. So when I was 19, Ice Age Entertainment came about, and it was like, hey, are you still singing? I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm still singing. I had a job. It was like, well, I want you to come sing something for me, or basically kind of like an audition. So it was him and a few of his family members, and I went and I sang, and the song I sang was Love by Music Soul Child, and they were like, yeah, this is the one. Mm-hmm. Even though they knew me, but they wanted to just make sure that I could still sing, and that's how it happened.
That's amazing. You know, it's always amazing to have connections and network and, you know, just to be able to do that, because see, what you are doing for the listening audience is you're really inspiring them, because, you know, you just never know who you have met or who you will meet that will be a part of unlocking your destiny, if you will. And that's amazing. So let's talk about getting into the studio and recording. Were you nervous? Were you like, I got this because my vocals are on fire? Like, what was that studio experience like?
I was extremely nervous because never being in the studio before, but always singing. Singing to yourself and singing out loud is very different from being in the studio.
Right.
When you have those headphones on your head, you hear yourself, and for some people that are self-conscious, like I was, and I kind of am a little bit, but I get over it. Hearing your own vocals, you're like, oh, I sound like that. Even if it's good to you, especially if you're a perfectionist, you hear every little thing that might have went wrong, and someone else won't hear it.
Right.
So you just have to not be so self-conscious, and that was my issue in the beginning, of being self-conscious. But I crossed that hurdle.
Oh yes, you definitely did, because I could never tell at all. And I think that's just the power of the gift is, we will experience that nervousness. We will be kind of unsure of ourselves, but when you're destined to perform and when you are destined to do what you're doing, it comes out, and those nerves go away. But I think everybody encounters nerves on some level, no matter how much of a professional you are or how much of an amateur you are. Nerves are nerves, and they are real. But I think we can count on nerves to kind of gauge us to, number one, be humble and to understand that we rely on the Most High God to really see that thing through. You know what I mean? The moment I rely on myself, I'm going to mess up. It just takes me back to the time when I used to do the welcome at the church that I used to attend. And sometimes, depending on the event, I would get really, really nervous. And I'm talking about like just my body would start to react, and people would look at me and be like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm nervous. I'm like, girl, please, you got this as well as you do when you get up there. And I'm like, you don't get it. Like, I'm 2 seconds away from needing a Martin Luther King church fan in a minute. Like, you're going to have to really understand that. But nerves really, I think, help us get through. And they just, I think we can rely on nerves to really just humble us and not have us get out there and be cocky. Because the moment you get out there and you're cocky, next thing you know, the microphone goes out, or you forget what you're saying, or, whatever it is. So, you said that you were, you've known Mike Jones for a while, and so, that connection came about. So, after performing, and doing those songs, what was next for you?
We did this mixtape. We started recording for this mixtape, and then it was like, hey, let's do this album, or what have you. And I was like, album? Like, yeah, let's do this album. Come on, we're gonna be a part of Ice Face. We're gonna do this. So I started recording the songs for the album, and we did that. And I kind of didn't think anything of it, not to downplay the situation, but it was like it was too good to be true. Like, no. And then when the album came out, the very first time I was on an airplane was from Houston straight to New York, and we were on 106 in Park, and that's how I knew it was real. And I was on the road and doing certain things, meeting people. Actually met my favorite rap artists, like face to face, got to speak to them through this music. So,
and who was that?
Nice.
Who did you meet?
That's 50 Cent.
Yes. Okay. I've heard of him before. That's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, he's all right.
This guy just named 50. Yeah.
just walking through. That is amazing. And you know what? Your gift and your passions will have you traveling and rubbing shoulders with people that you never thought that you would. And a lot of times we get into situations where, we don't realize that, hey, we're on a level playing field. We cannot be intimidated by people's statuses, because you have to remember, you're in the room too. And that's a big ups to everybody who enters into rooms where they will meet people of a high status, whether it's economic or whether it's social, in the entertainment industry and abroad. And you need to understand that you walk in there with your shoulders squared, with your head high, with your core sucked in and centered. And you go in there understanding that you are also in the room too. You are an element, an energy, a light in that room also. And so the moment you get nervous, or the moment that you get to acting like a groupie, you kind of take away from your value. You are an asset when you walk in that room. And you have to walk into a room, brothers and sisters, that are full of status, people who have high status. And you have to make it known that you are too of importance. Because the moment you groupie yourself, they won't take you seriously. The card will get thrown at you, or they'll turn their nose at you, or they won't even hear anything you have to say. You have to know who you are when you walk into the room, whether it has 3 people or 300 people, whether there's 2 people who are public figures or 10, or there's just regular locals in the room. Understand who you are and your power as well. And then that will give you the edge when you continue on this journey. And so when you get to that room or that dinner table or that event, and you are with the person who holds the key to the door that you're trying to enter into, they have no choice but to open it. And they won't even try to make you sell yourself out because you're too powerful. And that's the one thing we have to equip ourselves with, is power when we walk into that room. Because you don't ever want anybody to make you compromise who you are because you got a little starstruck. I'm trying to tell you something. They need to be struck when you walk into the room. That's game. It's free. I'm just letting everybody know that's free for you. So, you walked in the room and you with 50 Cent, and you're meeting 50 Cent and everything like that. So then what was the next step for you as far as your musical journey? Who else have you met that you've been able to work with or potentially work with in the industry?
Well, actually, it's funny you say that, because I was actually thinking, I forgot that I actually met an artist before they became famous. And, okay, before I say the artist's name, I'm going to just let you know the story.
Okay.
I was at a dinner with Kevin Lyles. I'm pretty sure people know who that is. With Kevin Lyles in Miami. There was a guy, he was sitting next to me at the table. Just so happened he was thumbing through a Vibe magazine. You see how old this is. He was thumbing through a Vibe magazine, and he just kept looking at it and reading. So he disappears for a second. I just get up and just so happen to go use the restroom. I hear him in the restroom, or I hear a voice in the restroom singing one of the songs on the Mike Jones album. He just kept singing it over and over again. He was like, I can't stand these scandalous. He just kept singing it over and over again. And I was like, this dude's singing a song. I think so when he comes out of whatever he gets done with his band, I said, that's me singing on that song, right? He was like, no way. I was like, yeah, that's me. He was like, man, I've been singing that song on the airplane the whole ride here. I love that song. He's like, man, let me show you who I am. So we go sit back at the table, and he opens up the page to the magazine, and this is a true story, honestly. If you can find him and ask him, he'll probably tell you, oh, yeah, that's true. I remember that. It was Trey Songz.
Wow.
Sitting next to me, and he was like, hey, this is before I Gotta Make It came out. He's like, hey, my song, I Gotta Make It, is about to be on the radio. Man, it's going to be a good song. He's like, man, we need to collab together. We never got a chance to work with each other for reasons that I'll explain at a later date.
Yeah.
But I hope I can work with him in the future. But yes, I always, that's one of my first encounters with someone in the industry other than 50 Cent that actually was like, hey, I want to work with you. Like, just based off of talent and right there.
That is absolutely amazing. Like, my mouth is all dropping open. Brothers and sisters, I told you we have a winner. We always have a winner on the Sister Speak Show. You are listening live to the tour of my special guest, Brann Livez. And this is an epic interview. And you all are listening. You hear it. For those of you who will be listening to it on demand, look, you don't have to shake my hand. Just send me a high five in the direct messages and let me know, because I know I got a winner. I know it. And it's not because you said Trey Songz, Mike Jones, and 50 Cent. But look, that's no shade to them. But it's because this is your journey. And when you are in this lane, when you're in the music industry, you're going to meet people. And you're going to have these brilliant, amazing stories that just unfold this beautiful journey. And, here he is singing your music, right? And we know who Trey Songz is, but we also know who Brann Livez is, too. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We know who you are. You are just as important, just as talented, and just as amazing. And so, thank you for sharing that, because these are the type of stories that my listening audience loves. With this being an international podcast, syndicated on Amazon Alexa, so many people from all over get to hear these amazing journeys, these amazing stories about you all's passions and your talents and your gifts, and, just how you started at age 14, and, just all of these stages. And they encourage the listening audience so much, and it keeps them, wanting to hold on and wanting to listen to more and see who's next on the Sister Speak show. So I really just appreciate you, coming on, and because I'm just amazed at everything that you have, going on. And so one thing that, I did read in your bio, and I really was definitely drawn towards, because it's about wisdom on the Sister Speak show, is that, and you mentioned in the beginning, you said that you advise the young people who coming into the music industry on the do's and the don'ts in the music industry. And I know you talked about a few of them, about having this together and having that together. But, I also had, I think it was the last time I did the tour, I talked about the fine print in a contract and how important it is to know how to read, because if you don't know how to read, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get got. And how a lot of times young people, and just people in general, are so anxious to get that advancement, want to get that first check, that they don't read, and they end up really at the bottom of the totem pole. So how important is it to you that one know how to read when it comes to a contract, and possibly even having a team that can help them not fall into a bad deal? Because a lot of people do fall into bad deals and they have to recover. So what type of, how important do you think it is to know how to read and have a team? And then what are some advice that you can give about, contracts?
Well, when I was coming up doing the music, I, for one, never had a contract.
Correct.
I never was signed. I was just around. That's one thing that kind of went negative in my favor, because I didn't have anything written to back me up. But as far as contract, you got to make sure, don't just look over it yourself. Have someone close to you trust look over the contract, or get an entertainment lawyer to look over the contract so they can explain certain words in the terms of the contract to you. So you won't be like, oh, I'm signing this, but you think you're supposed to be getting this amount, but you missed in the contract, in the fine print, that some of that money is going towards X, Y, and Z. Also, if you have a manager, make sure that you guys are on the same page as far as, them in communication wise, because, some managers, not to talk down on all managers, because you have some great managers, but some managers go after artists that don't know about the music industry purposely to get money from them and keep certain aspects of the industry away from them, so they can get that money and they not even know they're missing out on it. And that's some things I've talked to a few artists about, like I was saying before, ASCAP and BMI. A couple artists, they're actually out doing things and making music and making noise, but they're like, hey, what's that? I'm like, you don't know what that is? I was like, well, my manager never told me about that. And the manager would get upset with me, because I said, why are you talking to my artist? I was like, hey, I'm just asking questions, because if they want to do a song with me, that is a requirement that you have ASCAP or BMI, because I want to make sure everybody gets paid. I'm not doing everything that I do is going to be either distributed and put directly on iTunes, or it's going to probably end up going on the album. But I'm here to make singles. I'm not here to just make songs and just people hear them and no one makes money off of it.
Wow. I'm just sitting here shaking my head, because it's just like you just said, the manager's like, why are you talking to my artists, and why are you giving them game? And it's just like, every now and again I have to just go off on the Sister Speak show in the most positive way that I can think. But I just have to say, on a side note, to all managers, to those who are doing it because it's your passion and who are doing it because you're trying to take people's rations. Look, check this out. You are out of line in the most sincere, most foul way to pursue those who are unaware. That makes you a predator. That doesn't make you a manager. So you need to stop introducing yourself to people as a manager and just be honest. Say, hey, I'm a predator, and I'd like to prey upon your passions and your gifts, because I'm looking to make as much money as I can without you knowing, off of your own sweat. I don't have any type of love or respect for you, and I would like for you to remove yourself from the music industry. You're not necessary and you're not wanted. You are the result of people who commit suicide, the people who have depression, the people who have to go back home and say, to the people who they are looking after, I wasn't able to get it. I don't know how we gonna make it. You create pits for people because of your greed and your wickedness. And the spirit that dwells within you honestly needs to go back to the pit of hell from which it comes from. Because what are you doing? Like, people are serious about singing, serious about rapping, serious about performing, serious about sharing their gift with the world. And then here you come with your old stanky self preying upon people. I hope that you get no deals in the industry. I hope every deal that you're trying to get goes sour. And I hope that you are exposed every single time you come upon the young people as well as the old people trying to get dollars off of their sweat. Thank you, Brann, for letting me know what was going on, because I just have to say that because I just don't appreciate that. And I really appreciate the fact that you are educating the village, that you are looking after the village, because that's what it's about. And when you do that, you definitely really reap well for taking the time out to say, hey, caution, hey, awareness, hey, pump your brakes. I really appreciate you for doing that and looking after people in the music industry who don't know any better.
Yeah, that's what I don't want anyone, like I said, I don't want anyone to go through a certain situation and not reap benefits, because that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is, and you see the stories so much of just, people who have a team and entourage, and because they're over here performing, they don't have their eyes on their entourage the way they need to, and next thing you know, like you said, several millions of dollars are missing or taken, or, money is missed out on. And how much do you think, how crucial is it for someone in the industry to have a team that they know very well?
It's very crucial. It's good to have a team that knows you and knows what you think and how you think. Because you can have friends, but make sure that these friends have the same interest in you. If the goal is to, quote unquote, put the team on once I blow up, and everybody's on the same mission, then that should be the goal. That should be your chant, silent chant. Like, hey, let's get it. Let everybody get on. Everybody get on, because a team is a team. A team is a team sport. Every team has a star player.
Yes. So
you might be the star player or the leader of the team by you being the artist, and everybody around you just your teammates, and they're the supporting cast. LeBron's a star, but he also has supporting cast as well.
Definitely. And his supporting cast are his boys that he grew up with, and he put them all on in a way to where it's just like, I've got my team solid. And that's the one thing that I paid attention to about LeBron James that I really liked, is like his team is his boys, and he can trust his boys, and they all, bring a skill set that makes the whole LeBron James brand be what it is. And I just think that's a blessing when you can have people who have no problem being in a team. Because I learned, when I went to school, I went to Cal State Hayward, and I took a class called Organizational Communication. And in organizational communication, it teaches you how to play your position without getting jealous of other people's positions. It teaches you how to know, okay, like you said, you've got the team leader, then we have the secretary, we've got the person who's going to do this, that, and the third. And being able to know that you're great at what you do, not to covet other people's positions, but to play your part so well that the engine keeps running, or the team, the squad is performing at its maximum potential. And I think that if people could really, work on, not thinking with their ego, and understanding that each position, each ingredient is crucial and important, that there'll be more W's in the industry versus L's, because some people get jealous of the main man, some people get, some people can't, here he is taking another photo shoot, or here she is, she got another photo shoot, or everybody's always running up to him looking for their art, looking for the autograph. And, some people get jealous of the light, but I feel like if you get comfortable enough with your own light and you understand how powerful that you are. And that goes back to one of the things I'm always talking about on my show is activating your passion so you don't hate on other people's success. So you can be a team player that has no hidden agenda. You know all my secrets, but now you're getting ready to go out there and do a tell-all book. Just really being secure in who you are. So when we come together, man, we all are shining, and that's what it's about. That's why I just don't, I'm not for people hating on other people. I'm all for everybody activating who they are, wherever they are, so we could have a village that's, on and popping without so many people like being crabs in the barrel, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just very crucial. So what's next for you when it comes to the music industry?
Well, what's next for me now is I might actually drop a couple more singles maybe. But my next venture is I'm gonna actually drop an EP/album, which is gonna be entitled Structure. I'm gonna get it together. I'm dropping it under my label, Homeschool Entertainment. I'm the only artist right now on my label.
Wow.
It will be dropping soon, and I'm also I've been getting a lot of DMs about artists they want to sign to me because they see me moving, they see me promoting my movement. And my thing is, hey, I'm completely honest. Like, look, I'm even though I'm an owner of a record label, I'm still an independent artist. So therefore, I wouldn't have the quote unquote money to afford to sign you, because when I sign someone, I want them to be able to quit their day job. It's like, okay, look, you're signed. This is your job.
Wow.
I don't want you out working 9 to 5. I want to be like, boom, here's your signing motor. This is your job. Let's get to work. Let's get you some studio time. Let's get you some songs. Let's get you some photo shoots. Let's get you some publicity. Let's get it. That's basically what my goal is. And I don't want to sign people and I don't have the revenue to afford to keep them and keep them happy, because I don't want to sign someone and they be like, oh, well, my first deal with Homeschool Entertainment was trash because I never made any money.
Right.
And it's not because I didn't want to pay you. It's because I didn't actually have the money at the time.
And that's what's
I don't want anyone to go through that.
And I appreciate that. That's very honest. And I have a feeling that because you're taking it that route, that you're going to do very well. And I want to encourage more people out there to listen to what he just said. He's very honest about it. There's a time and a place for everything. And I like that, because that way you don't gas anybody up and you don't lead anybody down, a blind path. That's very crucial. So Homeschool Entertainment, how did you come up with it?
Well, I came up with Homeschool Entertainment back in 2015. I got my studio. No, take that back, 2013. 2013 is when I got my studio and I kind of started working with it, kind of playing with it, kind of perfect the mixing and mastering and engineering of it. And I homeschool, meaning I taught myself. I didn't go to school for engineering for being a producer or what have you, because I make my beats. I do that. I do everything. Wow. I mix, I master, I record.
Wow.
I write, I sing, I do all of that.
Wow.
So it's like I learned it at home. So it was like homeschooling. I homeschooled myself, and I just changed the SC instead of SCH, it's SKOOL. But it's like I homeschooled myself to learn how to do it, and that's pretty much how the name came.
I love it. That's what's up. You're dope, right? But I'm sure you've heard that several times throughout your life, but I'm just going to say it one more time. You're absolutely dope, right?
I appreciate that.
You really are. Like, I really like you. You're down to earth. You're great conversation, full of energy, definitely your portfolio is absolutely amazing. And your music is what R&B is about. And I know I have a great ear for music. That's why I say all the time, like, if it's not up to par, don't send it this way. Really take your time out to perfect your craft and get your music together, because I listen to music. I'm talking about, I listen to the way the chords come together. I listen to the beat. I listen to the type of instruments that have been chosen to produce it. I just listen to the element, the vibe. Does it take me there? What does it do for me? So I really have a great ear for music. My family is musically inclined as well. I don't sing. I try, but I don't. That's not what I do. But I definitely, have a ear, as I say, for music. My gift is more on the speaking aspect of things and being able to maybe produce a beat, but as far as singing, that's not what I do. But I do appreciate when an artist gets on the microphone or gets in the booth or picks up the pen and they begin to write what we eventually will know to be a hit. And you had us in mind. You know, when you're when is the last time you got on stage, or have you gotten on stage and performed any of your music?
I was on the stage maybe a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I do open mics in Houston just to kind of get my feet wet.
Okay.
And that's where I meet a lot of artists there, and they ask me questions. So I'll go to an open mic and I'll get on stage and I'll do my songs or what have you. And you know, I get great feedback, but I feel like when I do it, I want to do a big showcase. I want to have my album out so I can I do a medley of songs versus 1, 2, or maybe even 3 songs.
Yes.
So that's kind of like my short-term goal, is to get my album together.
Yes. Well, you keep working on that. Now, one thing, I just have to ask, because, when you sing the way you sing, you're going to attract a lot of fam, and then you're going to have fans, and then you're going to have groupies. So with the lyrics like that and everything, with you singing everything, like, how do you manage that? Because, sometimes, I always discuss, you lock eyes with somebody in the audience and they gonna think you singing to them. And the next thing you know, you're soulmates. So how do you deal with, singing and balancing, the fam, the fans, and the groupies?
Well, and it's funny you say that about the singing on the stage. I typically, on purpose, as I'm speaking on stage before I start singing, I will try to find at least 2 or 3 that actually lock eyes with me, and it makes me more comfortable. So it's like, I see you guys, I have your attention, so I'm going to focus, I'm going to sing to you, and it helps. Exactly what it does, it helps. It's like, I don't know you, but I'm just singing to you. I feel like I'm singing to you. I want you to feel like I'm singing to you. I want you to feel the song. So I'm going to be real when I'm singing. Mm-hmm. So it actually helps.
Oh, yes.
As far as the groupies, like, I don't, everybody has fans. I don't have any groupies. There's no groupies. They're just fans.
Oh, I love it. I don't have any groupies. They're just fans. Okay. So then what is it about the songs that do you think make, and I'm just speaking about women in particular, that make women just melt? Because, I could give that answer because I'm a woman myself, but I just want your perspective. What is it? Because there's certain notes that I remember, like I was talking to Chelsea Montgomery on the last show, and I was just like, I remember Teddy Pendergrass came on stage, and he hit one note. About 15 panties hit the stage at the same time. Satin panties, big panties, little panties, G-strings, all kind of panties, all ages of women. They had it. What is it that makes a woman just get to that point? What are you artists doing that's making these sisters scream and just become obsessed almost with your voice?
Well, that's what we're here for. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Rhythm and blues, R&B, it's for women. Especially the sultry song, it's for women. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. When we're singing for women, and women also love female R&B vocalists. They love it. It's just something about R&B that turns a woman a certain way. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So we do it purposely, not to make you feel some type of way to mislead you, but we do it to make you feel good because we know the notes that we hit and the songs that we sing and the subjects that we sing about are hitting home and you feel it. Yes. So that's basically what the purpose is.
Yes. And so this is the funniest part about it, is like within the lyrics, you've got a sister, she's been, she's in a rocky relationship or she's just not getting all the things that she may need or whatever. And so she's listening to the music and she's like, okay, this brother is really talking about, some things that I feel like I need in my life. So how dangerous, not dangerous, but how funny is it, how funny do you think it is that sometimes brothers have a lot of pressure to perform because the sister just got through listening to your album or somebody else's album, and they're like, look, Joe just said that he will do all the things that my man won't do. So what's up? So like, how do these lyrics put the pressure on the brothers?
Hey, you got to step up to the plate. It's natural, just won the championship, so you got to knock it out the park. You have to do what you have to do. If she's saying that to you, then maybe you're like, okay, there's something I'm not doing. She's not just saying it for no reason. So let me go ahead and step back in myself and think about what I'm doing and, take care of my lady.
Because that's a lot of pressure. I'm telling you, just listening to R&B and everything. And then, some brothers get mad and they get to hating on the R&B singer. And it's just a whole bunch of, miscommunication. But I just always find it so funny that sisters will really tap in. And brothers too. But, I know sisters will really tap into the lyrics. And don't let it be a day where she's on an emotional roller coaster. Because, brother, you're going to have to tell me why that Joe is willing to do these things and you're not. Because, I was listening to, Joe's album, and I was just listening to, I was like, Joe is coming for somebody's relationship. Somebody's relationship is on the line and they don't know it, and it's just like, to put out lyrics, all the things that your man won't do, or I hope he makes the biggest mistake, it's just like, gosh, you are ruthless and you are really staking your claim. And so, one thing I wanted to ask you is how crucial is it to be as true to the lyrics as possible? Or do you think that there are studio romantics just as like there's studio gangsters? Are there just studio romantics and not many brothers are really, living up to the lyrics that they sing? Or what do you think?
You have to have a passion to actually sing and say, like, yeah, of course it's a studio gangster. When it comes to singing, you have to sing it from your soul. So you have to believe it. You have to live that by some point in your life. You have to. So I feel like R&B is different. Just say it's funny you were saying Joe, and like when I get into my defense, someone come to me and say, hey, blase, blase, well, I'll sing it right back to him, and then that's how I won the argument right there. But you have to be 100%, especially in R&B, because R&B is not dead, but it's overlooked. So, and that's because a lot of people are just singing nowadays. They're just singing, and there's no feeling in it. And you might have a 1 or 2 hit wonder, they go away because it's not really R&B. It's more so sing rapping. So R&B, no one really does R&B, and that's why I was like, because I do rap, and I do it all, but I was like, I'm gonna go straight R&B because nobody is really respecting R&B these days.
Right. And that's what I said I love about, your whole vibe and your gift. And I'm just blessed because I know that I am speaking with someone and I'm listening to someone who, you already on a level, but I just know that you're going to, with you coming back into the music industry and giving it exactly what it needs, that you're going to really go far, and you're going to open it up, and I think you're going to be the trailblazer to bring R&B back to what it's supposed to be. And I think that's really big. I know that's a serious, trail to blaze, but you're already up it. So it's just like, I feel like you are going to turn R&B back to where it's supposed to be, and you're going to make, your songs and your vibe are going to, influence others, people to make, it's okay to love again. It's okay to hug. It's okay to kiss. It's okay to talk. It's okay to vibe out. Let's get things back to where it's a simple, beautiful type of attraction, because that's what it's about. I also call R&B R&V for rhythm and vibe, because not only are you giving me that, the rhythm and the blues, but you're also giving me the rhythm and the vibe. And if you can get me into that vibe, you've got me. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about, and then we're going to get into how everybody can get in touch with you, how they can purchase your music, and then we're going to go ahead and close out the interview. One of the things I wanted to ask you is because I have seen a lot of social media news about brothers and sisters, losing their cool in the industry. You have Solange with her situation in the elevator, and then you have certain things going on with Fabulous and just other people. How crucial is it to keep your personal life private, or how crucial is it to maintain your personal life in a way that where when the cameras do catch you, they're not catching you in situations like that?
It's very crucial, and just on me, the question that's me. Everywhere I go, I want to make sure that if I get into anything or if anything happens, it's not negative towards me. Mm-hmm. I always keep myself out of harm's way. Even when I'm going out to these open mics, I select certain ones to go to because I want to make sure that there isn't any drama there, or I could just happen to be in the vicinity of something going down, and I don't want my name coming up in anything negative, period.
Right.
So it's very, very, very important.
It is. And so with camera phones, you have paparazzi and everything else like that. I know that we're not perfect, and sometimes that, things do happen. So then how do we do damage control? Like, what's the next step if something like that happens? How do you kind of save your brand? Because when you're a big brand, sometimes you have a lot of sponsorships and things like that, and people want to start pulling endorsements and things like that. So then how do you do the damage control?
You make a statement. Make a statement, and don't let anyone make a statement for you. Before you, like, let's say, for instance, it's on the news. Don't let the news reporters report you in a bad way. Hey, call in. Hey, I want to talk about this.
Right.
Don't always make it come from the horse's mouth. Don't let anyone speak for you. That's just what it is. If it was a situation where you were in the right but it looked wrong, make sure you say that. Speak up for yourself. If you were wrong, hey, speak up for yourself. Hey, it won't happen again. I apologize. Blase, blase. But make sure you are the one speaking for yourself. Mm-hmm.
And one thing I wanted to kind of piggyback on, because I don't think I asked this, but it's very, I think it's very interesting. For those who are out there that want to, form a music group, what are some of the elements that you think can make a music group stick and have longevity in the music industry?
Well, as far as the music group, everybody has to have a talent. Everybody has to bring something to the table. Mm-hmm. As far as vocals, you got your writers. You can't have all chiefs. Everybody has to be an Indian in that certain situation. Yes. Everybody has to be, and you have to be able to work together. Yes,
you do. And then so now, sometimes outside influences can kind of make a group go back. But what do you think was the key back in the days? And I know I'm going just like maybe just stays in the 60s with a lot of the groups with Diana Ross and I think it was Diana Ross and not the Marvelettes, but I can't even remember what group that was. But anyway, you have Diana Ross and her group, and then you have the Temptations, and then you have the Delphonics. You just have all these groups. What do you think were some of the core elements that kept them together during those times?
I think they were all family oriented, and they all had the same beliefs as far as what they expect themselves to be. Nowadays, it's hard because back then they didn't have social media to kind of sway somebody for something. Like, everybody had to speak word of mouth. If you heard something from one person, it was that person talking. So it wasn't really any he said, she said in the music industry. It was always I'm telling you to your face. So that's kind of what it was that kept them together, because if there were issues, they would talk to each other face to face. True. And it would be in-house if they had issues.
Yeah, it was Diana Ross and the Supremes. Mine went blank, but yeah, Diana Ross and the Supremes. And definitely, and like you said, family-oriented. And a lot of the groups formed straight out of church, So many musicians, singers, performing artists, they have a strong church background. Being in the choir. A lot of people talk about, just being around, their mother was a musician, their father, their grandfather was a preacher, just all these elements. And I think a lot of that plays a role in it. And so one of the things that I also wanted to ask you about is how important is it to maintain your brand and creative control as an independent artist?
It's very important because you are your brand, and, you control your destiny as far as from that aspect. and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm controlling my own destiny. I wouldn't mind getting a major distribution deal, but I don't believe, and that's just me speaking now, I don't believe that I would actually sign a artist deal just to a major record label, because I know, I've been out there and I know what that entails, I know what goes along with that.
Yeah. I understand completely, and I really appreciate your wisdom on the Sister Speak Show. Brothers and sisters, you are listening live to the tour. My special guest is Brann Livez, straight out of Houston, my brothers and sisters. He is a dope recording artist. Not only that, he is a producer, songwriter. He is a mogul. We just gonna call it what it is. So tell everybody how they can get in touch with you and how they can purchase your music.
You can get in touch with me on Twitter is at Brann Livez, at BRANNLIVEZ, or Instagram, Brann Livez _official, or Brann _Livez official on Instagram, and you can get me on Facebook at Brann Livez on Facebook, and go ahead and like my page and follow my page on Facebook as well. You can purchase my music on all stores. Motion actually just dropped yesterday in the stores, so you guys can go purchase that at iTunes, Tidal, Spotify. You can listen to it and all of that. Download and purchase and listen to me on that.
That is amazing. You definitely have it going on. I need you to definitely right now take time out to give some shout outs to some people.
Again, like I said, I like to give a shout out to, Felicia Keith, for putting it together, for allowing me to be able to put our creatives together and come up with these dope songs, and put them out there for the world to hear. Shout out to my boy, my ace, Cal Murray. He's been my boy. He's been following me and helping me out with this music and giving me advice for years. Best friend since 14 years old. So around the time I started writing music. So he's one of the ones that's been there for me. So shout out to him and everything as far as that. But
and you know what? One of the things I should have asked you, even though we're getting ready to close out, is I need to know your top 5 past and present singers that have influenced you.
Tyrese, Music Soul Child, Drew Hill, 112, and female. Right now, I love SZA and Jill Scott, but I know that's more than 5. But that's okay.
That is okay. You know what? And I saw Jill Scott perform live. Oh my goodness! Wow, what a show! I have seen a lot of brothers and sisters. Now that I think about it, like when I was living in California, I went to a lot of intimate concerts. Deborah Cox, Genuine, what's his name? Kenny Lattimore. I've just seen so many different artists perform and everything like that. And so I definitely love a great show, a great vibe. So I can definitely understand why you mentioned all of those artists. I've seen them, I think I've basically seen most of them perform. So that's what's up. And you know what, my brother, I want to also ask you, did you have a good time on the Sister Speak show?
I had a great time. I really enjoyed myself.
You did? I'm so glad. I really am, And would you recommend the Sister Speak show for any other artists coming on, looking for a good interview?
Yes, I would. And I would actually like to come back and give my status update on once I drop projects. I wouldn't mind coming back and letting you know what's going on.
Now, look. Now, you already know that once you, just in case you didn't, I'm going to let you know. Once you become a member of the Sister Speak show, as far as a special guest, you are a family member forever. And of course you can come back on the Sister Speak show anytime you need to. Anytime you have anything going on, whether you just need 10 minutes or 15 minutes, or, if you come back on, we do another interview, anything you need, my brother, I'm here for you. Anything. I got you. I definitely got you. And I'm going to need, because, I don't want the cat's out the bag just a little bit, but you're going to be getting something in your direct message from me. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to send you something, and then we'll just take it from there. But yeah, we're going to be hearing from you very, very, very soon on the Sister Speak show on the tour. My brother, you are dope. And shout out to your daughter, correct? You have a daughter, don't you?
Yes, Zoe.
Okay.
Also.
She is beautiful. Shout out to her. Shout out to your family. Shout out to Houston for allowing me to be able to interview this dope brother. Shout out to everybody who's been able to work with him. You know, I'm just, you know, along this journey just now coming into the knowledge of who you are, but I'm very grateful. I want to encourage you to continue to sing. I want to encourage you to continue in your endeavors. I want to encourage you to continue to give the wisdom to the brothers and sisters. Maybe somewhere along the line you will be able to write a self-help book for those who want to be independent artists, you know, just giving them the tools that they need in order to, you know, get out there and to be protected in their mind and in their soul when it comes to the music industry. You definitely have a teaching spirit, and you have a giving spirit, and you definitely have a singing spirit. Your voice is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for waking up R&B. Thank you for making R&B be what it is supposed to be again. I cannot wait to listen to the rest of your music. And I can't wait to tell people that I know him. Okay? I know him. You best believe, I'm telling you, I'm meeting some of the best brothers and sisters, and I'm so grateful. So my brother, thank you. I'm going to send you a copy in your direct message of this show. You can do whatever you need to do with it as far as your portfolio is. Other people can listen to it on demand. And without further ado, this is not goodbye. This is just simply going to be, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Brothers and sisters, let's give a round of applause. We must give a round of applause for Brann Lives. Brothers and sisters, I am so excited. Let me tell you why. I'm excited because he's absolutely dope, right? Like, his music is dope. His vibe is dope. Down to earth. Serious about his brand. 15 years in the music industry. Definitely has a portfolio worth opening up and listening to. He is... oh my gosh, like, his voice is just, it's what R&B is supposed to be. R&B is being resuscitated right now because of Brann Lives. Oh, Stranche, Stranche, Stranche. Yes, brothers and sisters. So excited about that. And I'm so excited about the Sister Speak show, my brothers and sisters. You know, you're listening live to the tour on the Sister Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Brothers and sisters, as we close out, okay, this evening's episode of the tour, in the background, you are listening to You Know. Now, when it comes to R&B, let this be the template for your production. The Sister Speak show, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. Don't forget that when you listen to the Sister Speak show, you can listen to the platform, the tour, coming to the stage, the search effort, the culture climate, and the laugh line. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak show are dynamic, and they are impacting the communities with their passions. The Sister Speak show is a talk show that will keep your mind and your soul informed, energized, and encouraged. We are a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening, nourishment. We don't go dumb. We go wisdom on the Sister Speak show, where it's about making the known known. You can catch special guest interviews, live on location reports, in-studio interviews, as well as live performances. The tour where we cover every aspect of the music industry. May Music, Independent Music Artist Month, where we will be highlighting 24 of the dopest independent music artists. On the Sister Speak show, we will have the opportunity to play 2 of their songs every single Saturday in May. 6 artists every single Saturday in May, 2 of their songs featured on the Sister Speak show. I want you to tune in live, my brothers and sisters, next weekend to the tour where Tone C of STYP Showcase guest performer will be my special guest. I'm so excited to vibe with you this evening. Don't forget, the Sister Speak show, where we vibe because we're the flavor in your ear. Add us to your listening shuffle. Thank you for listening, and I'm out.